Today we are looking at the front splits, which is an exercise that happens very near to the end of the reformer repertoire. You're looking at it done on the reformer right now with the hands on the bar. The back heel is in the headrest while the back toes are turned out at about 45 degrees. The front balls of toes are on the bar. To make it more advanced, the arms come off the bar. The hands are generally behind the head. All of the push is coming from the back leg, the back seat, the back of the leg, the heel. The front leg may be lengthening, but it is not initiating the movement. It's not the push. With the hands back on the bar, the knee can lower down. This requires a little bit less balance and control, but still requires all of the strength, awareness, openness, and is in fact, in my opinion, a deeper stretch in the front of that back leg, thigh, and front of the back hip, the quadricep muscles, and the psoas muscles. Sometimes at the end, we take a little side bend just for an extra stretch, like a mermaid, or we can add in a little upper back arch like a swan. Those are just variations of the front splits. Sometimes you may find in your session that we're only doing the version where we put the knee down. So notice how the foot is taking its time going back, toe, heel, toe, heel. The heel lifts, the knee drops. The heel must push into the shoulder block. And we can go directly into this version where the knee stays down on the mat. Another version is to stand one foot on the floor. It may not be as traditional, but for some people that can't access the exercise with the foot up on the foot bar, this is an option. The hands can be on the waist, or the hands could come behind the head. Also, the hands could go on the foot bar. You're still getting that nice stretch and openness in the back leg, thigh, hip flexor, but it may be more accessible for some people. Another way you might find yourself doing this in a session, especially one of our foundations classes, is to stand in front of the reformer with the hands on the foot bar and the front foot on the frame of the reformer and the back foot standing firmly on the ground. Okay, we can work on our grip strength here, being careful not to pull up on the bar. We can really press the back heel into the ground, adding that lower leg stretch, the soleus muscle, the gastrocnemius muscle, the Achilles tendon, which is generally just what we think of as our calf. The version you're looking at on the reformer is actually what you would do on the ladder barrel. Okay, however, our studio only has one ladder barrel, so in a group class setting, you may be doing that on your reformer. So when we do it here on the ladder barrel, we stand on the outside of the barrel holding the ladder, sometimes called the Swedish ladder or the Swedish bars. And the benefit of here is that you can choose to put your top foot on any of those rungs depending on your height, your flexibility, your needs. You're pressing the hips forward, lifting the chest, and lengthening the front leg, bowing down, scooping the stomach back. Again, pressing that bottom back heel into the ground. And it's nice and stable as you get to hold the handles. Now, we can also see stretches that are similar to the front splits in other places around the classical Pilates studio. For instance, on the Cadillac. So this is a kneeling version. And while this usually isn't called the front splits, it's often called the ballet stretches or the kneeling ballet stretches. One foot is hooked into the bottom strap of the trapeze. The hands are holding the fuzzies, and we're going between this lunging forward and drawing backward. So you can see that it's similar to the front splits that we would do on the reformer or on the ground or on the Swedish bars. However, it's a little bit different. Another version we do on the Cadillac, which is called the leg stretches or the ballet stretches, looks very similar, standing up on one leg, holding onto the bars, lunging those hips forward. You're getting a lot of the same openness, the same balance work, just on different apparatus. Now, working on all of these different ballet stretches, leg stretches, front splits all over the studio is a really important part of gaining mobility and flexibility in your body. which will make all of the other exercises that you are doing in Pilates a lot easier, a lot more enjoyable, a lot more comfortable. And the only way to increase that mobility and flexibility in your body is if you are doing these very regularly, at least once a week, maybe 2 to 3 times, and maybe some homework at home, extra stretching on your own outside of the studio.